Hey, what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Lydia, and if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the growing family, turn notifications on so you never miss an upload, and while you're down there give me a thumbs up because it really does help me out. Today we're talking about mental health and alcohol. Where do we start? So I'm going to be honest here, when I lived in Lancashire for 2 years I developed quite a dependent relationship with alcohol. So as someone who had a dependent relationship with alcohol, and as someone who at the time was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder, I was seen as impulsive. Well, that wasn't the reality of it. I didn't drink impulsively. I drank because it made things better. And it only lasted a short time, but it really did make me feel so much more alive, and I wasn't depressed. You know, it was definitely an escape, and I became dependent on that escape to the point where I would drink myself paralytic, to the point where I collapsed in the middle of a street and my friends left me. And someone flagged down a police officer. I don't know who, they can't tell me, but... And the only reason I know this is because that police officer was sat on a 136 with me. That's how I know this happened. But basically they flagged a police officer down because they thought I was dead. I had CPR done. And according to the police officer, when the ambulance arrived, they tubed me, and yeah, I woke up in ICU. You know, it wasn't just good things that came out of it. There were very negative things that came from drinking alcohol. Because I was addicted to that feeling, I did everything I could to make that feeling last as long as I could, so I would drink as much as I could because I wanted it to last. You know, I went out drinking every single night, every day, and I went to uni, and I kept getting put on section 136s. So I had my fair share of experience. But what I want to focus on in this video is how to notice if alcohol's becoming a problem for you with mental illness. So a lot of people drink because of their mental illness, because it's an escape. And like I said earlier, that's why I did. I think the key signs to look out for when you're drinking with your mental health is, why are you drinking? Is it fun? Is it social? Or is it like you're alone? Because drinking alone is a big no-no when it comes to mental health. Not only can you have bad interactions with medications, with alcohol, you can drink yourself to unconsciousness. You can drink yourself to death. And it's just not good. You know, I don't recommend it for anybody. I know I still drink. I have vodka in my cupboard. I haven't touched it since December, but I do have vodka in my cupboard. You know, I have the means to drink. I just don't drink because of my medication. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I'll drink while I think about it. Another thing I want to say is, when I was drinking, a lot of the time it led to me being more suicidal. Because alcohol is a depressant. Alcohol and mental health. I'm trying to think what I can say here. I want to put this in here. If you think you've got a problem with drinking, go to your GP. Have liver function tests done regularly. you know, drinking alcohol can destroy your liver. And while you can get a transplant, they don't do transplants on people who have alcohol issues, because they'll just go and ruin the next organ, so they're more likely to die prematurely. Alcohol problems and mental health are closely linked. Research shows that people who drink alcohol are more likely to develop mental health problems. It's also true that people with severe mental illness are more likely to have alcohol problems. This may be because they self-medicate, meaning they drink to deal with difficult feelings and symptoms. The government advises that both men and women should not drink regularly more than 14 units a week. I used to drink way more than that. And it landed me in ICU. This is the equivalent of 6 pints on average beer, 6 medium glasses of wine. If you drink this regularly, if you regularly drink as much of this, it's best to be spread over 3 or more days. Damn, I'm amazed my liver still functions. If you're worried about drinking or feel it's affecting your mental health, a lot of help is available. Getting support. Talk to your GP. It might feel difficult, but they've heard from many other people going through something similar and they will want to help you. They can check your physical health, put you in touch with local support, such as local NHS alcohol addiction support services. You can also ask about other support groups or talking therapies to help you. If you're physically dependent on alcohol, you need to stop drinking completely. Stopping suddenly can be harmful. Your GP will give you advice and or medication to help you do this safely. If you have a severe mental health problem and drinking problem, you may be given a dual diagnosis. If so, mental health services should be in charge of your treatment rather than drug and alcohol services. This is more, if you want to cut down on drinking, avoid places where you drink or may be tempted to drink. So a pub, for example, isn't a great place to be if you're trying not to drink. And the last thing is changing habits. It can be tough. Talking to people you trust about your plans may help. A big help for me is distraction. Because yes, I have a bottle of vodka in my cupboard. I've been tempted so many times to just go and neck that vodka. I can't even explain. But if I did that, there would be consequences. I wouldn't be able to take my medication, meaning I wouldn't be able to sleep. And sleep really impacts my mental health. If I don't sleep, I'm very cranky and I get really short-tempered with people. But alcohol with mental health can be scary, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have problems. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect. So I think that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching, and if you're new, subscribe. If you want to help me out with a one-time donation, head over to my PayPal. It's on screen here and in the description down below. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.